There are many ways to integrate keywords throughout the content of your website. We've already looked at developing keywords into your content, and that's the first place that I look at. And also the secondary elements. There's also some small factors, which we're going to get into, that enable us to be more clear and present a more contextual approach to the information on the page. Now, this does require a knowledge of HTML, and so it's always good to familiarize yourself with the tools necessary to manage your website. The first place I look to integrate keywords more effectively throughout my content is the anchor text. By anchor text, I mean whenever I need to link to additional information, I look at the text of the link. This has been brought up in earlier sessions when I look at the text of the link because it presents a specific context that when someone clicks on the link, here's the information you're going to find. And so that's the first place that I look when I'm getting into the code and I'm looking to be more specific. I always like to avoid phrases like click here or more information. Be more detailed into what information they're going to receive. Now, these are elements that aren't going to win you the keyword position that you want. A lot of SEO is just lots of details. And these are the details that, when added up, can help you, but by themselves, they're not magical in any means. Another way that we can just do some of the detail work are looking at our file names. The file name for this image for Backpack California is backbug.gif. Now, we can rename that file. We can call it backpacking or California backpacking, whatever you want to call it, as long as the name of that file matches the image that's there. This increases your ability and your chances for your images to be shown in the image search. As you've noticed, sometimes the search engines present images in the results. By naming your image with the proper name, it increases your chances to get additional visibility. In document file names, we can look at any PDFs or any other files that we allow people to download. So one of the documents that are on the website is in the Taste of California, and it's a PDF. Now it's titled very well. We have Taste of California _eCatalog. We may want to rephrase that. We may want to add another keyword, but by doing that, you also increase the optimization quality of the document and the relevancy of the overall content on your website. We can even do this with multimedia. And so our movie file right now is named flvpplayback.swf. We can rename that Flash file and call it Explore California Olives and Taste of California. This is more of the olive oil feature that's on the front page. So we can name the movie to be more specific to the content. Again, it enhances your overall relevance, but by itself, it's not going to win the day. If you offer podcasts or any type of multimedia files, looking at the ID3 tag is a fantastic way of getting that additional relevance for your files. For audio files, you always want to look the same way you optimize a web page. You can optimize metadata for audio and video or any type of multimedia files. You can use the title, the album, artist, year, track, and genre, and also any comments. In the comments is where you can put the URL for your website and a transcript. Having a transcript alternative for any multimedia is not just good for search engines, it's great for anyone who can't hear the multimedia file. Giving them the option to read it also presents that multimedia content in a text-based format for both anyone who doesn't have the ability to listen to the file, but it also presents that content in a format that search engines can understand as well. Now, a final way that you can optimize your content is by changing the document structure within your website. So, for example, we have explorecalifornia.org/tours. Now, I could change this to hikingtours.htm. However, there's a big warning here. I don't always recommend doing this. The number one reason is that it could create a whole lot more work than the benefit would provide. If your site is already doing well and has search visibility, and your pages already have some ranking, then I'm very hesitant for you to take this course. The main reason is that if you start changing page names, you're going to lose the rankings you have for those pages unless you do a lot of technical work to retain that and keep visitors there. I'm not convinced that if you're doing well, doing this by itself will result in a higher visibility level. If your site is already being served in the search engines, if it's being found, and your pages are delivering visitors from search, then this is an area that I would not do. However, if you're a brand new website, or if you have no search visibility at all, then you can take advantage of this without worrying about losing search traffic. If you're at all confused about this step, always talk to a professional who has a lot of experience in dealing with renaming files and changing websites from old URL structures to new URL structures, because this can get very tricky. And so take the opportunity to review your anchor text, your file names, any multimedia files, all of those little detail things, and see how well you have named your images and your files utilizing proper contextual words that are good descriptors of the content that's there. Again, any one of these things, or even all together, they may not provide a huge benefit, but overall, when added up, it presents a good contextual relevance for your website.